Hello friends, welcome to this video of how to install NexCruise in your car once it arrives you in the shipment. So the two core components that you're going to need is, one is this NexCruise system, and it is going to arrive to you with these three cables already connected to them to help the installation process. And second is this LED panel, which is going to come separately because you'll need to route this wire through some holes before you can connect it to this unit. So let's first begin with familiarizing ourselves with the various components, the cables, the units, the ports and the connectors. So this is what we call the main unit of the NexCruise, and it's got 4 ports inside. So this is what we call the OBD port. We call it the NC OBD port, the NC pedal port, the NC LED port and the NC VCU port. Likewise, this is what we call the LED strip, and this is the connector, the 4-pin connector of the LED strip. And while we are at it, let's also take a look at the dial with the cover plate. So it twists clockwise to come out like so, and it snaps in place and twists anti-clockwise so that it stays in place like this. When you are installing it, please make sure that the blue and the magenta buttons come on the left side and this logo remains on the bottom side. So this is how this but this is going to come to you like a unit, like this is already installed on the cover plate. So friends, let's now talk about how to install the NexCruise inside your car. We are going to do it in 2 steps. First, we are going to do a mock installation right here, and then we are going to do the whole thing again in the car. We are doing it here so that you can clearly understand the concepts and the things involved. So friends, probably the single important thing that you need to master is how to disconnect this connector that is sitting on top of the accelerator pedal in the car. Basically, it is consisting of 2 ends. One is the port, which looks like this, the male 6-pin port, and this is the female 6-pin connector, which is basically this connector, and it is connected like this right now in your car without the NexCruise. So all you really need to do is, on this side of this connection, there is this clip which you need to press down like so, and the click sound will come, and you need to wiggle it out like this and it will come out. This clip is on the door side of the car, so you need to hunt for it for a bit because it is not really very accessible, but you'll be easily able to do it once you know what you're looking for. If you would like to practice this without actually touching the car, if you'd like to practice this connection for a few times, you can make use of the NexCruise unit itself. The 2 ends of this NexCruise unit itself are the same 2 connectors which correspond to the pedal side and the VCU side. So you can just take these 2 connectors and connect and disconnect them a few times. You'll see the NexCruise logo on the male connector, and this end of this face will go in this north side of the female connector, and the clip comes on the other side like this. So all you need to do is press it down like so, and you'll hear the click sound, and then you can press the clip from the top like so, and then wiggle it out like this. You can do this a few times like this till you are confident about the whole operation, you mastered it, and then you can proceed to disconnect this connection from inside the car. Now once this connection is disconnected, we are 80% there. All we really need to do is take the female end of the NexCruise, which is coming from the pedal side, and connect it to the pedal like so. The notch remains, the clip remains on the door side of it, and it will fit in with this click sound, and you're done. Then take the male side of the connector and connect it to the car's VCU cable, which is coming from the harness. It also goes in the same orientation. The logo goes to the north side and the other face goes to the clip side of the connector. And again, you'll hear this click sound which will tell you that the connection is made. The third part is to connect the OBD port, which is coming from the NexCruise, to the car's OBD port. We are going to show you this when we are going to the car. And then the last step is take this LED panel, remove this protective paper, and then paste it at the recommended position inside the car. We're going to show you what it is, and then take the 4-pin end of it and connect it here on the corresponding port on the NexCruise, and it will go in, make a click sound, and the installation is actually over. It is ready to be used. Now let us go in the car and see how to do the whole thing live in the vehicle itself. So welcome friends, we are here with the car and carrying our NexCruise. So I'm carrying with me the main NexCruise unit with the 3 cables already attached to it, the LED panel and the dial with the cover plate. So let's get inside the car, and first of all let us place the dial with the cover plate on its place like so, and press it gently so that it stays in place. Second, let us install the LED strip. Remove this and install it at this position. We already have ours installed, so I'm not going to do it again, but we recommend this place for the LED strip right above these 2 dials, and there is a nice groove where this cable can also be nicely routed. And then to install the NexCruise unit, we need to disconnect the pedal. So first pull out this cover plate like so. There is a small place to latch your fingers and pull it out like so. Now before actually going ahead and installing the NexCruise inside the car, we need to make sure that the car is totally off. There is nothing shown on the dashboard. It's perfectly and really turned off, and also the handbrake is pulled all the way up like so. And then you need to disconnect the VCU connector, which is found on top of the accelerator pedal. So if you trace all the way to the top of the accelerator pedal, you will be able to locate the place where the VCU connector coming from the wiring harness is connecting on the accelerator pedal, right here. You need to press the clip on the right side of this. You will hear a click sound, and then you can wiggle it open. If you are facing a problem unclipping it, try pushing it down for a bit and then unclip it again, and this is how you can disconnect it. The next step is to connect the male side of the NexCruise cable, the VCU extension cable, into the wiring harness like so, and the pedal connector, the female part coming from the NexCruise, will go on top of the accelerator pedal like so. The third and the last step is to connect the OBD cable in the OBD connector of the car right below the fuse box like so. And for all practical purposes, the NexCruise is installed. Now we need to place it securely. Find a good place under the dash and keep it there, and then finish off the whole task by connecting the LED cable on the NexCruise. You can rope in the LED from between the gap, and then close the fuse box cover, and we are done. Now friends, we're almost there, but before we actually take the NexCruise for a spin, may we recommend a small housekeeping. It's a cable of the LED strip. We want to route it through the under edge of this. Basically there is a small groove also inside the car where the cable is going inside snugly, and we can cut off small pieces of the double-sided tape that you got in the NexCruise package. You can simply take pieces of this and use it to secure the tape where you want, precisely like so, and the tape does a great job holding the wire at its place, and voila, this is the way it should be, and we can now start our drive. Now friends, with the NexCruise in our car, let's now power on the car, but there are a few steps that we want to follow. First of all, there should be no power in the car. It should be off, perfectly fine. The door is closed but the car is unlocked, and also the handbrake is fully pulled back, it is engaged right now. Now what we want to do is, without pressing the brake pedal, we want to press the start stop button for once, like so, and we want to see the LED panel. This will show the version display. This color pattern displays the software version. It's coded and it's a unique thing for this particular version inside the NexCruise. Now I want to press the start stop button once again, and after I press the start stop button for the second time without pressing on the brake, I should see this first LED, the state LED, glowing in white color. This tells me that the NexCruise is fine. And the second thing I want to ensure is the dashboard is not showing any error or anything. Particularly, there might be a limp mode icon coming here, and the car might be giving a beep sound. But we want to make sure that that doesn't come at all. If it comes, please turn off the car and call us. Then secondly, now we want to press on the brake pedal. Having ensured these two things, press on the brake pedal and press the start stop button for a third time. Now the display shows ready, and then the car should now act just like normal when the way it is without the NexCruise. I should be able to drive the car around, and if when pressing the accelerator the car doesn't respond, it only keeps on driving at the minimum speed of 5 km/h or so, I want to stop the car, turn it off and call the AHA team. Then now let us disengage the brake, put it on D and start driving it, and particularly noting that when I'm accelerating the car should actually be able to accelerate. Okay, after having ensured all this, let us stop for a while, put it on neutral once again, pull the handbrake and see that the dial of the NexCruise is working. So to make that sure, we want to press the speed limit button with an eye on the LED panel. So when I press it, I should be able to see this magenta LED glowing. Okay, when you're using it for the first time, it might take a couple of key presses to wake up because it's a Bluetooth low energy device. So it's just like our mouse, like it takes a couple of clicks to wake up before it starts working. But anyway, when I click on the speed limit button, I should be able to see this LED glow. Now pressing the eco button should make the yellow LED glow here. Pressing it again will make it go off, and pressing the deep eco button should make the same LED glow in orange color. So all of this tells me that my dial is working perfectly fine, and now I'm actually ready to start using the NexCruise functionality. So for that, let us go to some place where there is a relatively open space where I can engage my cruise control for the first time. So let's go there. And once we have this open space, it's time to click the Grand Central button like so. When I do that, I should be able to see the green LED come up, and it tells me that my cruise control is engaged, and now I can take off my foot off the accelerator pedal and enjoy my car driving by itself in cruise control. Now I also should check the dial, the speed increase and decrease by rotating the dial clockwise and anti-clockwise. So when I rotate it clockwise, the car should accelerate like so, and when I rotate it anti-clockwise, the car should decelerate. One step of the dial modifies the speed of the car by 1 km/h. And once you are comfortable with this, you can give the whole thing a spin and do what you always wanted to do with the NexCruise, maybe take it out, drive it around, do long drives, do hypermiling, get great range out of your car, and everything else that you've been planning. And don't forget us, we are also equally eager to see how exactly NexCruise is helping, adding aha moments, and even improving life by even a tiny bit. We'd really want to. We are curious and eager to hear from you. Please share your experiences, share it on social media and in the community, and we'll be really thankful to you for that.